We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. All right, we got some big time orders to fulfill today, guys. We have 11 orders and like 55 cards to pull. So we're just going to get right into it because it's going to take us a while to get through all these orders. Actually, I think today I'm going to go ahead and pull my box over here. So I need to move all these top loaders out of the way. I have so many top loaders. I don't know what to do with them all. I have more top loaders than I will ever use. Okay, maybe not more than I'll ever use, but I'm definitely going to continue acquiring more and more. Because like every time I buy a collection, they almost always come with top loaders. So I have hundreds and hundreds of top loaders. I gotta make room here to bring my eBay inventory over here to make it easy on myself for pulling orders today since I have so many cards to pull. And for now, my whole inventory fits in one box. So until it gets bigger, we're gonna do this. All right, so first order, we've got a Blaziken, Mega Blaziken XY promo. This guy sold for $32.99. After fees, it's $28.52. Pretty sure I sold this as moderately played. Let me make sure that it was moderately played. If not, I need to message the buyer and tell them, okay, heavily played. Cool. All right, I was like, this needs to be, oh yeah, heavily played for sure. All right, so $32.99. It's $28.52. Oh, this is an international buyer. It's going to the eBay International Order Fulfillment Facility in Chicago. $4.88 shipping, so call it 24 bucks after fees and shipping. Not bad, not bad. I need top loader. Top loader. Into a team bag. I haven't been posting a ton of videos lately because I've been very busy trying to get my inventory back online from the card show. So I apologize for slacking big time on the videos. But we're going to get back to the what sold on eBay videos as soon as I finish getting my inventory all back online. All this inventory back here on the table, that's a new collection that I bought that I also need to get online. I've got most of the cards already listed from that collection. Those are all the EXs that will be getting listed shortly, but I've been prioritizing getting my more expensive cards listed from that collection and getting a bunch of card show inventory back online as well. I've made a lot of good progress, but I do have a lot of cards that I still need to post, so that is unfortunate that I still have so much work to do, but that's okay. And I might be purchasing another vintage collection very soon. I made an offer on one today, so we'll see if they accept it. I have a friend who owns a card shop, and it was a vintage collection that they did not want to purchase. So he messaged me and asked me if I wanted it. And I was like, yeah. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. All right, we got a Mason Miller. This is a baseball. Only a couple of baseball orders today. Or sports orders, I should say. Almost entirely Pokemon. Mason Miller Chrome baseball rookie card sold for $1.99. Ha! Throwing stuff. I'm throwing stuff. I have one order that came in today. It was a 39 card Pokemon order. So that person is definitely getting a box. They're not getting a bubble mailer. Because we want that to arrive safely. That's for sure. All right. I only have one other sports order, so I'm just going to do that one quick, and then I won't have any more sports orders to go. Manny Lantigua. There it is. Manny Lantigua. Let's make sure it's the right serial number. Serial number 60. There it is. Manny Lantigua. Baseball prospect. Sold for $1.74. $1.74. I think that was supposed to be $1.99. Oh well. That's all right. That's all right. It's a card that's been sitting for a long time collecting dust in my basement. And it's going to go find a new home. It'll be a few cents that I can put towards the business. Okay. Oh, there's another order that just came in. Like just came in 2 minutes ago. Holy cow, these Radiant Charizards sell like hotcakes. Absolute hotcakes. All right, let's do the Lucario. Lucario promo. This is another one that I want to make sure I sold as either heavy played or damaged because of the condition it's in. Heavily played. Perfect. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. This is a Lucario Level X. Sold for $19.99 in heavily played condition. This and that Blaziken promo that I shipped already, those are both from a vintage collection that I bought at the card show in Rochester last weekend. All right, next we've got, where did it go? Where'd my order page go? There it is. All right, we got Radiant Alakazam. It's from a collection I bought on like Tuesday or Wednesday. I know that Charizard is in an order, so I'm just going to pull that one out because I know that is going to be an order coming up. All right. So this one, we got Radiant Alakazam, sold for $2.74. I am so tired. I should have started packing orders earlier. This is a bad idea to wait this long because I need to go to bed. Oh, another 5-card order just came in. Holy cow. Got to pick up the pace here. We got to pick up the pace. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's a good thing. Good thing that the orders keep coming in. I've seen a couple of them have said repeat buyers as well, so that's cool to see some returning customers coming in. This next one, we've got Tentacruel from Legend. Nope, that's Fossil. I grabbed the wrong one. So there must be a Tentacruel Legendary collection in this same bin. There it is. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I noticed that. I would have sent them the Fossil and they ordered Legendary collection. I don't use photos. I have a a Rico scanner that I use, so I don't actually have to worry about lighting or anything. Everything is a scanner, a high-speed rapid scanner. This guy, let's see if I can move my camera to show you. This guy right here. Just load all the cards up in here. They spit out into this little bin. And then I get high resolution pictures very quickly of the front and the back of the cards. You can scan them in the penny sleeve or out of the penny sleeve. There's usually fewer problems if you do them out of the penny sleeve, but I only run cheap cards out of the penny sleeve because I don't want to risk damage to the cards. But I will tell you, if you're still here, when I was taking pictures using my phone, J-Dub, are you here before I go into it? Let me know if you're still here. All right. So when I was still using my phone for photos, this is the exact setup I had because I recently changed to the scanner. So right here, this little arm, I still use this for recording videos, but what I would do is I would set it up way down so it would be resting on the tabletop. And then this little piece of foam, this little black piece of foam, I would just put that on top of the table like this. And then I would center the card right in there. And then I have this cheapo Husky light. And that's what I would use on the card. And it helps make the card look really good and bright. You have to play around with the angle of the light so that it doesn't cause a glare when you're taking picture. But that's how I did it. I would just recommend using something black. Don't use a light color because people will think you're intentionally trying to hide white corners on the cards with a white background. So I always use a black background when I'm taking photos with a camera. Iono's Belly Bolt is the next card that's sold. Where do you be? There you be. Hopefully that was helpful. Iono's Belly Bolt sold for $2.99. Again, all of my listings are free shipping. For those of you who do not know, every single card I list with free shipping. I may change that a little bit soon for cards that are just a little bit over $20 in value, because if I do free shipping in $19.99, I'm not getting enough money. But if I go above $19.99 with free shipping, then I have to upgrade to a bubble mailer, and it just doesn't make sense. So I might change some cards to be $19.99 plus like $3.24 or $1.32 shipping. I don't know where $3.24 came from. But for the most part, I haven't decided to do that yet. I may. Totally have been noticing Byron mentioned put my cards on a darker background. Mine's a Ricoh. It's the same thing as the Fujitsu one. It's the FI 8170. They're made by the same company. They just have different company names on them. Battle Cage. Yeah, it's always best practice to just use the black background. Or, I mean, black background is the best, but if you don't have black, at least use something dark. Battle Cage sold for $2.99. While I'm working, I have a story to share on my website. I got an order yesterday for like $600, and I was super excited to see the order come in because it was a nice big order. And I was getting ready to go start shipping it, and I noticed that the buyer, the billing address and the shipping address were to different names. The billing address was in Connecticut. The shipping address was also in Connecticut, but in another city. And I've been burned before with billing address and shipping address not matching, and I just didn't notice it before I shipped it. So now I'm very careful before I ship orders to make sure that the billing address matches the shipping address, because I don't want to get burned again. So So I just emailed the buyer and I said, hey, can you please provide driver's license image for the billing name and address? Because I don't want to ship to a different address without proof that this is an authorized purchase. And then they messaged me back. Well, they didn't message me back at first. So I followed up again today. It had been over 24 hours. And I said, hey, I'm going to give you till tomorrow morning to provide what I'm asking for. Radiant Charizard sold for $19.99. I'm going to give you till Saturday morning to get me what I'm asking for, or I'm going to cancel the order. And then they replied and said, hey, I understand. My girlfriend and I live together. We don't have a mailbox at home. We live on a farm. So we have a P.O. box in her name. And I said, okay. Can you please provide me the ID? And they said, well, I'm not a resident. I have a permanent resident. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I have a permanent resident card. And they sent me a picture of a permanent resident card that expired 16 years ago. And they were like a child on the picture. And I was like, okay, well, this is still it feels off to me here. And in their message, like I said, they said they don't have a mailbox because they live on a farm. So I decided I'm going to Google their billing address, because their billing address should be where they live, right? Even if that's not where it's being shipped, that's where they live. So I Googled it, Google mapped it, and it was like in a town. It was nothing even remotely close to a farm. Got Houndstone sold for $324. So I was like, you know what? I got a bad feeling about this. I've been burned before. Stuff isn't adding up here. So I messaged them. I said, hey, sorry for doing this, but I'm going to cancel your order. I've been burned too many times. So sorry, but I'm going to cancel your order, and I'll eat the cancellation fee since I'm canceling it because of me, right? So it's going to cost me 6% of $600. So a good chunk of money. It's what, like 36 bucks that I'm out. But I just didn't have a good feeling about it. And then they messaged back and said they're going to order again, but have it shipped to their girlfriend and paid for by their girlfriend. I said, hey, as long as the billing address and the shipping address matches, I'll just figure it out and be okay with it, I guess. But I'm not going to do it unless that happens. All right, so we got a Ditto Prism. So it sucks being out 36 bucks, but the heck? Why did I not see this Ditto card in here? It should have been in this section. It is not in this section of cards. So where is Ditto? Did I freaking label this wrong, or did I ship it to somebody wrong? Well, this sucks. Now I gotta go through multiple bins looking for this card, and hopefully I will find it. There's a Celebi Prism. Son of a biscuit. I'm pretty sure I sold the Celebi Prism the other day. Did I put the wrong card in the order? No, I did not sell a Celebi. So where is this Ditto? Where is this Ditto? There it is. Okay, so I put it in the wrong bin. So there must be other cards in this bin that are in section F that are not supposed to be in section F. All right, well, that's fun. All right, awaiting shipment. Get rid of that. All right, so let's go through the cards one by one. We had Ditto Prism sell for $13.99. We had an Alakazam promo. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, did I mess up another one? Oh, this is the Japanese one. All right, so the Japanese Alakazam sold for $4.99. We had a Japanese Ditto, Japanese Fossil Ditto, sold for $16.99. And we had a Palossand from Surging Sparks, sell for $2.99. There it is. Palossand for $2.99. So 1, 2, 3, 4 card order, totaling $39.69. They're all under $20 cards, so we will still be able to send this out in a eBay standard envelope, because none of the cards were over $20 and the order total was under $50. So there we go, all of them in their own penny sleeves and then in a card saver. And it's going to be a little bit on the thick side, but I don't think it's too thick to go through a machine. Yeah, it should still be able to go through the machine. So we should be able to do 74 cent. Let's make sure. It should be well under 2 ounces, but let's weigh it just to make sure. Oh yeah, well under an ounce even. All right. Print label. Going to Ohio. And we're down to, oh, never mind. Another order came in. I was going to say we're down to the last order, but no, we're not. We had another order come in. So this one is another 4 card order. This one is going to have to go bubble mailer. We've got a stamped Bulbasaur promo from Mega Evolution. Oh, there's 3 cards from this order in the same bin. All right. So Bulbasaur from Mega Evolution stamped goes for $34.99. We have a Team Rocket Wheezing and a Team Rocket Raticate. There's Raticate and there's Wheezing. All right, so we had Raticate sold for $7.99, Wheezing for $8.99, and then we had a Swablu from Galarian Gallery, Crown Zenith, sell for $5.99. Swablu for $5.99. Again, we've got the Bulbasaur in here, so this one's gonna have to go out in a bubble mailer. And because of that, we're just gonna put them all in a top loader, since I've got way more top loaders than I ever will need. And we can fit 4 top loaders in a team bag without it being too much. 4 top loaders is the limit for the team bags that I have, at least. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Is it 3? No, it's 4. Got them in there. Definitely couldn't do more than 4 though. All right, and then the next one is the last order. And it is a 39 card order, I believe. It is by far my biggest order in terms of number of cards. And it's right around the dollar value of the biggest order I've ever had. And it's definitely going to be shipped in a box. All right. Shipping label. 4 ounces, $5.20. All right. 1 order left. 39 cards. Let's get to it. It's going to take us a while to pull all these cards. All right, we got a Charge-a-Bug. Charge-a-Bug. I think this is what, Temporal Forces? Yep, Temporal Forces. All right, let's actually go here. All right, so we got Charge-a-Bug from Temporal Forces, sold for $6.74. We've got an Orthworm. From Paldea Evolved, sold for $6.49. We got Heliolisk. This one might be in F, because that is what I did by mistake on the, oh, no, there it is. Heliolisk sold for $4.49. Cloth from Scarlet and Violet Base, sold for $5.24. Clobopus. Of course, it's the last card in the stack. Clobopus from Surgeon Spark, sold for $6.49. Yanma from Destined Rivals, sold for $4.99. Chimeco, sold for $4.99. Herdeer, sold for $12.49. Tarantula, sold for $11.99. Veluza, sold for $7.74. Garbodor, sold for $12.99. Where is it? Okay, so these must be in F. Part of the mistake. Yep, there's one. There's two. All right, I gotta try to fix some of these. And there's the third one. Okay. All right, so we got Porygon Z, sold for $10.99. Cast Form Sunny Form, sold for $6.99. And Meowth, sold for $19.99. Phoebus, sold for $7.99. Metacham, sold for $10.99. Togekiss for $9.99. Dreepy, sold for $19.99. Fair Giraffe, sold for $10.49. Cobalion, sold for $27.99. Blaziken, sold for $12.99. Whale Lord, sold for $14.99. Riolu sold for $10.49. Just saw this one. There it is. Garganical sold for $2.99. Quaxley sold for $15.49. Electrike sold for $4.24. Zamazenta sold for $5.24. Rapidash sold for $8.74. Gotharita sold for $12.99. Roggenrola sold for $8.99. Cramorant sold for $4.74. Strudel sold for $2.99. Simipour sold for $8.74. Flapple for $4.74. Spiro for $4.24. Knackley sold for $7.24. Litleo sold for $4.49. Swinub sold for $3.74. And the last card of the order, Ludicolo, sold for $3.99. Now it's time to go through the entire order to make sure we didn't miss anything. Start at the top. All right, we got Charjabug, Orthworm, Heliolisk, Cloth, Clobopus, Eonma, Chimeco, Herdeer, Tarantula, Meluza, Garbodor, Porygon, Meowth, Castform, Sunny, Phoebus, Togekiss, Metacham, Dreepy, Blaziken, Cobalion, Fairdraft, Wailord, Riolu, Electrike, Quaxley, Garganical, Zamazenta, Rapidash, Gotharita, Strudel, Cramorant, Roggenrola, Flapple, Spiro, Simipour, Litleo, Knackley, Swinub, and Ludicolo. All right, we got them all. Now, because of how big the order is, and again, I'm going to be shipping it in a box anyways, and I got way too many top loaders, I'm going to put every card in a top loader. Definitely some overkill, but when someone drops 500 plus bucks on 39 cards, I'm going to top load them all when I have this many extra top loaders anyways. And again, I'm going to be sending them all out in a box, so I've got more than enough room for them all to be in a top loader. And we want to keep this person happy so that hopefully they'll come back and order again in the future. And then when I'm done with this order, I'm going to go upstairs and relax. Because it's been a long night of listing cards and now fulfilling orders. I really hope I get that vintage collection that I made an offer on today. There's some pretty cool cards in there. I think I offered pretty strong for how many not great cards are in the collection. I'm paying strong because they have a few really good cards. Granted, they're not in the greatest condition, but I do want them. Herdier. I like this Herdier card. It's cool. Anyone else hanging out in here? I'm guessing J-Dub's not hanging out anymore. He's been quiet for a while. Maybe he's still here, just chilling. All right, all done. Top loading. Now we're gonna go a little above and beyond here. We're gonna put them all in team bags as well. Four cards per team bag. 4 top loaders per team bag. And we're doing this because I don't want to sandwich them in cardboard since it's going into a box. I don't want to have to do the sandwich between cardboard step as well. Since we're shipping this in a box, I actually might send them a free Japanese pack too, as an extra thanks for how many cards they bought. We will. We're going to pick out a Japanese pack to throw in. Just got to figure out which one. All right, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Let's give them Twilight Masquerade, because that's the most expensive pack I think that I have right now. It's not Twilight Masquerade in Japan, it's Mask of Change or Transformation Mask. Can be translated both ways, or it is translated both ways depending on who's selling it. All right. There's the stack of cards for this order. Now, we're going to put it in one of my 6x4x4 boxes. Gonna put some packaging paper in there. I kind of did chuckle to myself because I offer free shipping, and I got a message from this buyer who said, "Hey, I just put in an order. Can you expedite the shipping for me?" It's like, it's free shipping, dude. I ship out next day. You will get it in the mail the next day, even on a Saturday, because the mail goes out Saturday. But the speed in which I ship it is just going to be what you get. You get what you get otherwise, because it's free. So you don't get to tell me which speed to send this thing. Oh boy, it's exactly 1 pound on my scale. Do I risk sending it at exactly a pound? Is the post office going to be ridiculous and ship it back? Or try to charge them if I ship it as a pound? All right, what's it say? So we got 6.25. All right, so $6.90. Oh my gosh, and it jumps up to $8.35 for 1 ounce more. That's a big price difference for 1 ounce. That's ridiculous. All right, what do we got? Oh, that's FedEx ground. Oh my gosh, I don't want to deal with FedEx ground. There's not a good FedEx drop-off point for me. Wheel? Ground advantage. It's going to cost me $1.50 more, but I think it's worth it for me because I don't want to have to go to a FedEx location. They're not very convenient to where I am. So that sucks, but it is what it is. I'll pay the extra $1.50 so that I don't have to go to FedEx. And just like that, we are done with orders unless another one came in, which I don't think I saw any more come in. How big was this order? $300? Yeah, $350. All right, no new orders came in, so I think I'm going to end the stream there. Unless anyone's here and wants to ask a question before I go, I will give you just a moment to ask a question if anyone's got a question. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a night there. So I'll give you just a few minutes, or maybe not a few minutes. I'll give you a minute. If I don't see a question in chat in a minute, I'm going to shut her down. All right. Hello? 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 Anybody questions? Bueller? I think it's funny that at one point somebody gave me less than 5-star for the cost of shipping when my shipping is free. How are you going to rate me bad on shipping cost when it's free? All right. I don't see any questions coming in. I'm going to shut it down, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend. God bless.